Let's talk about Valorant's worst addition to the game, Clef.
Yo, he cooking.
Hey guys. Ethos here, and today we're going to be talking about the worst YouTuber in Valorant, WestJett.
Hey, that's us guys, yippee!
Now, as a small disclaimer before we start the video, I don't actually think WestJett is a bad YouTuber. He puts a lot of effort into his vids, and I actually think he's a funny dude.
My name is WestJett. At least he's self-aware, I guess.
My problem isn't really with the person, just more so with the message he sends in his content, but let's get into that.
Today we're talking about Valorant's hardest e-boy, Ethos, who roasted me.
So for context, if you guys don't know, I made a video about Clef last week, and in that video, it showed WestJett's profile picture for about 3 seconds. Now, when I originally made this video, I didn't actually have WestJett in mind. I actually hadn't seen his video on Clef or his stance, and I was more so talking about the Twitter warriors who were outright standing against non-binary representation in gaming. My editor actually just threw it in, and I even talked to him about maybe taking it out, but in the end, didn't really see it as a big deal either way, and just wanted to post it. So brother, I wasn't trying to offend you or your community with that video, but with the things I was saying, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Well, at least we have a community. Your videos outside of Clef literally get 21 comments.
If you don't know who WestJett is, he's basically the second coming of Leafy is here, with his sarcastic jabs and satirical hate comments that just instigates hate on other creators for being cringe. He's even got the iconic CS Surf gameplay in the background. I'm actually honored to have a whole WestJett video dedicated to me because of the videos you've done on Energy. You went pretty easy on me, even asking your fans to help free me, but my other 2 org mates had whole videos made about them. Your video definitely boosted my views, so thank you. I appreciate you tossing a bone to this washed up creator, and hell, if a 3-second picture at quarter opacity got me a whole video, I wonder what this video will get me. Maybe like a feature film or something?
I don't like Ethos at all. He's one of the only people I have blocked on Twitter, and that should tell you something.
WestJett, if we're being honest, the only reason why you blocked me is because I unfollowed you first. We've never interacted other than that, and the reason why I unfollowed you is because of your tweet here about Kaide, which originally I liked the tweet because it was calling out people for being weird about our condition. I thought maybe you were a stand-up guy, until I realized you just stole this tweet from someone and only use it to virtue signal and farm impressions yourself. That's when I realized you're genuinely not someone I want to associate myself with. Not even the hypocrisy, but just the pure irony in it was kind of crazy. Not to mention how you responded to the people who called you out for it.
Stop the virtue signaling, buddy. We know you. Ethos, you also fell off big time. You weren't even invited to Los Angeles. I'm not going to show who this is, but it's a large creator who was at the early access event.
Whoever's saying that is right. I wasn't at the Clef event, but I also happened to be across the country in Boston that whole week for a sponsor activation, so it's kind of hard to be in LA when I already had that planned for months. But hey, no worries, man. If I get invited to the next event, I'll send you a postcard.
If you forgot who Ethos was, let me catch you back to speed. He's a dude who got popular for dating the Jett voice actor, pretending to be gay with Flexinja, and being a mid-tier Yoru player.
Well, first off, Flex is still my guy. And honestly, at times, I wish my relationship with Shannon wasn't so public because that was annoying, having so many people invested into what should have been a relationship between us. I also like to think that my past success as a creator came from me grinding daily videos and streams while also competing and making content out of that. And I was already one of the bigger creators at the time before we even announced that we were dating. So to insinuate I chose to date someone to exploit them just because of their status is the one thing I'd have to argue against. I used to do a lot for views, but even I have to draw the line somewhere.
Truth be told, there's absolutely zero reason to watch him. He's nowhere near as good of a Yoru player as Xter is, and he's nowhere near as funny as Ziptie is. He's the definition of mid.
I honestly think that's fair. Both Ziptie and Xter are fantastic Yoru creators, and I couldn't do what they do. Xter is genuinely one of the biggest rank grinders in all of North America, and I definitely don't have the mental fortitude to put up with the current set of ranked like he does. And Ziptie is extremely creative with his Yoru plays, and I can't even imagine the patience it takes to try to get some of those clips. And I'm honestly still on the fence if I even want a one-trick agent anymore, because for most of the people who know me, I just get bored. I'd rather be improving on other agents. Did not realize how many incels there are in the Valorant community, especially comparing it to the more traditionally toxic communities like CS or League. I figured this wouldn't have posed as big of an issue when I first heard about it.
Because every person against gender identity in video games is automatically an incel. You gotta see those. God damn it. They misgendered a video game character and he's ashamed. He's in shambles. He's about to cry. Like, what?
I even stated in the video that you so conveniently admitted that I actually don't care what people's beliefs are on the subject. Just respect others and move on. I don't even care what your values are, and I don't care if you change them. But to act so grossly outwardly about it to others just comes off as pathetic. I'm talking more so to the trolls who directly choose to invalidate the people who rally behind Clef's introduction as a way to feel more comfortable with their own identity. Clef may just be a cash grab from Riot to you, but there are others who hold a different meaning to their existence, and I don't think it's fair for anyone to take that away. And before you say, well, you're invalidating our beliefs by forcing us to say the proper pronouns, and I can see why it can come off that way, I'm just asking you to call them Clef. And a deafening majority agree that mistakes can happen, and it's unlikely for you to get banned from Valorant or a streamer's chat for making a mistake. Most of the people who are getting banned are the ones who are purposefully standing against it and purposefully misgendering them, which is openly protesting their existence, and that is what I want changed. In your head and behind closed doors, you're welcome to think of them as a she or a he or a fucking dining table. I don't care. And that's your right. I have no intention of changing that. Just stop publicly hating on it. They're more toxic than watching a female CS streamer play in Russia.
Brother, your game's language is literally set to Russian. Is this some kind of five-head dog whistle? Are you trying to tell us something? Does Riot have you under arrest? Do they have your parents under gun?
Completely unrelated, but the reason why I have my game in Russian is because it's the only language that has a unique font for the numbers and letters. No hidden meaning, but appreciate you looking out.
I don't like how you're putting every non-binary person under the same umbrella. I've actually had a discussion with a lot of people that think this is bad for the game, and it's not only capitalizing off of them, but inviting more toxicity because they know how the world works. In both of my previous videos, I stated that toxicity would increase and it would turn Valorant into a weird gender identity battlefield. Addition of Clef has brought nothing but divide to the Valorant community, and a lot of LGBT people will probably agree that the amount of hate they're experiencing is double or even like tenfold increased.
I can genuinely agree with WestJett on this one. Introducing a non-binary character to this game, at least in the short term, has done more bad than good. It started a war on gender and has brought it into discussion, and whether or not Riot did it as a cash grab is irrelevant now because Pandora's box is open. So now we have to decide how we deal with it. I want to try and push this in a positive direction where hopefully we finish this argument. People will learn to live with it respectfully. Whether or not you choose to accept it, non-binary people have as just as much a right to play this game as anyone else. So maybe in the long term, they will feel more comfortable once this war subsides.
I low-key agree with his statement about the callouts to a point, but you'll see.
Whether or not Clef is there or multiple people are there. And at first, it makes sense. I get it. They can be confusing. At the higher ranks, all the way up to pro play, even saying he's market or she's market is not an ideal comp to begin with.
Even in Immortal, people will still say he's mid if there's one person left. And even if it's a Sage, they'll still say he because they're assuming there's no woman in Immortal. Technically, he is right, but making the claim that people in high elo will never slip up or misgender somebody because of the accuracy of comms is kind of inaccurate.
Now, I'm not sure if logic is your strong suit in these videos, but I just said that it wasn't an ideal comm. Not that it never happens. If I say peeing in the shower isn't an ideal scenario for me as an adult, doesn't mean I haven't. But if you are aspiring to have better comms, then being clear is important, and most people in higher elos try to. Again, nobody cares if you make a mistake. That's what makes us human. It's just that straight up standing against it makes it weird. So if you want to be a true Sigma.
Dude, what are you talking about? Nobody uses the term Sigma seriously other than your fellow org mate. Like, what are you on about? Jesus.
Another thing that WestJett so conveniently omitted was me poking fun at the people trying to push this Sigma alpha male mentality. Alpha, Sigma, whatever the Greek letter followed by male mentality. Alpha or Sigma or whatever the fuck. That's why I even mentioned Andrew Tate.
How does Andrew Tate have anything to do with it?
That's probably why mentioning his name made no sense, because you took out the context.
Ethos didn't have to go after our community, guys. This was kind of a low blow.
Again, this video wasn't meant to be directed at your community specifically. By no means do I consider myself a Sigma or Alpha. And I also find that line of thinking equally cringe. Gaming is for everyone, and gatekeeping that doesn't make you cool at all. Enjoy the rest of the clips.
And then I shit you not, he put a bunch of random unrelated Valorant clips to stretch his video to 8 minutes. You can't make it up. Like, what?
I mean, yeah, I stretch all my videos to 8 minutes. People just wanted to hear the take there, welcome to click off. I'm not trying to deceive anyone by doing the same thing I have been. And plenty of people stretch their videos to 8 minutes. I'd say it's a pretty harmless thing to do as a creator. And wait a second.
Your YouTube is dead. You're forced to stream to survive. Once your NRG contract runs out, you'll probably be homeless. Your Twitch has completely plateaued. You got STDs.
Okay, so first off to my viewers, he's definitely right in the fact that I've fallen off. Since I've stopped scrimming and playing tournaments every day, I've honestly not been enjoying Valorant, just playing ranked 24/7. That's why I choose to stream with no delay in Immortals 3 now, and just talk to chat because I enjoy talking to you guys way more. And even though my numbers are down, I've been enjoying streaming a lot with the smaller community that I currently have. A lot of the people who watch me now are people who watch me for me, and they're some of the kindest people to be around. And it's made me realize that as long as I can keep a roof over my head and food on the table, I'm alright with being mid.
Definition of mid.
My peak when I was averaging thousands and thousands of viewers, I wasn't having fun because nobody cared what I had to say. They just wanted to see me play well and get some insane highlights.
First of all, who do you think you are? Some kind of like Chinese blue-haired Destiny? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your argument.
And to WestJett, dropping everything else and just speaking openly. The reason why I think you're the worst YouTuber on Valorant is not because your content is bad or that you're a scummy human being. It's because the content you post generally does nothing but manifest more hate on others. Even if you are being satirical and you're trying to not directly hate on people, you have to understand that your content is like a fire starter. You ignite all these people into hating on other creators. Even if you don't directly tell them to, you give them reasons to. I'm personally pretty comfortable with you coming after me because I never really cared for entertaining drama. And this kind of content stays pretty far outside the scope of my usual work, but you have to understand you have a lot of influence, also a lot of impressionable viewers watching. If you talk badly on one creator, your minions are just going to start hounding them, whether you want them to or not. Every creator, me and you included, are doing this because this is our job. We're all trying to survive, especially in this esports winter where numbers as a whole are down, not just for Valorant content. So whether they e-date, thirst trap, or clickbait their college, sorry Will, they're all just doing their best. And I can agree with you. A lot of the content in Valorant is cringe. But there's nothing more cringe than trying to bully others. It's like we're back in high school and you're harassing the quiet kid for being different. And I'm not trying to talk down to you as if I'm some saint either, because I'm definitely not. I came from COD and Counter-Strike, so I'm not trying to act like a good person, because I honestly understand where a lot of your humor and perspectives come from. I honestly think if neither of us were creators, we could have easily been friends, because I was a DJ too. But it's 2024 and you have a very large audience. We can't just say the same shit we were saying 10 years ago. We're whole ass adults now, and it's time we start acting like it. Shitting on others' content when they're just trying to make it themselves is so lame. You don't need it. As I said before, you make good content, you put in good effort, and you're a funny guy. Just because you hit the algorithm talking down about others doesn't mean that's your only option. You have a lot of talent, and you could genuinely make better, more harmless content that doesn't hurt anyone in the community. Because you can make fun of my numbers or impressions all you want. I don't care. But I would much rather be someone who only gets 20 comments while keeping my head down, focusing on improving my own content, rather than be someone who gets 2,000 comments on the backs of others while tearing them down. Enjoy the rest of the clip. I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching.